I want to dig into Nvidia a little bit because the record run, as you were just talking about, is continuing. The chip giant topping $3 trillion in market cap at a record high today. And here to discuss more is senior tech reporter Dan Howley. Dan, you and I recently had the chance to talk with Jensen Huang, the CEO and founder of Nvidia. And what we were trying to sort of get at was like, is this going to keep going? Mm-hmm. Now, Jensen is a big idea guy, a visionary. And he didn't say it in so many words, but he kind of said, yeah, it's going to keep going, and it has.
Yeah, I mean, look, they just closed above 3 trillion for the first time, also closed above Apple. So now they are once again for the day, the second largest company by market cap, just behind Microsoft. And I think, one of the things that is potentially driving this is the announcement of the new chips coming in the years ahead. He laid out the roadmap for what Nvidia has to offer at Computex, basically saying that there's going to be an ultra version of the Blackwell chip coming, as well as Rubin, the new platform that'll be there. They say they're on a one-year cadence, and then the year after that, 2027, there'll be an ultra version of the Rubin chip. They also have a new CPU coming. And so, obviously they continue to iterate on these, not only iterate, but then come out with entirely new platforms, as well as the different individual features of those platforms, not just the chips, but the interconnects that actually make these servers work. And so that, I think, is something that is helping to push this forward. Of course, it's not just the hardware, it's also the software. We talk about this a lot. CUDA helping to build that kind of moat around Nvidia itself and kind of insulating it. But, it's not like the competition isn't there. AMD, they announced new chips as well as a roadmap. Intel announced pricing, trying to say that they're just more competitive as far as pricing goes than Nvidia. But at the end of the day, are people going to pick an Intel Gaudi chip or are they going to pick an Nvidia chip? They're going to pick an Nvidia chip if they want to get the best out there. And so
but they are going to have to pay for it. They're going to have to pay up for it. That's the difference. I mean, it's so interesting to me, not just to look at the market caps versus each other, but I'm just glancing at Apple's revenue for 2023 of $383 billion. Nvidia is growing enormously, but its revenue, at about $61 billion. So Apple still, in terms of its revenue, in terms of its earnings, still dwarfs Nvidia, but it's the growth prospects, right, that people are betting on there. But it is always interesting, like when you used to see Amazon versus Walmart, and Walmart's sales were so much higher, but Amazon's market cap and stock performance was so much better.
And a PE of like 200.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is not the case with Nvidia, however.
Much more stable.
I think it's interesting just because, you look at something like Apple, and their market is, as far as the products they have, they're in a mature market. They're trying to enter new spaces with AR, VR. We'll see what goes on there, but they're talking about generative AI, or potentially we'll talk about generative AI coming up. But yeah, Nvidia, I mean, look, there's tons of companies out there that, not just the hyperscalers, but others that want and need these kinds of chips, if they can afford them, and they're all angling for them. So we'll just see how much further it can go, and maybe they'll play in a less expensive area at some point to try to get people who don't have the money to pony up for those.
Yeah, we shall see. Thanks a lot, Dan, for hopping on to talk to us about this milestone, another one for Nvidia. Appreciate it.